Coming up on this episode of Mercedes Garage, we're going to show you how to look up part numbers for your classic and new Mercedes-Benz models, and show you body chassis numbers for vehicles of newer and older Mercedes, and the emphasis of buying only genuine Mercedes-Benz parts. In this episode of Mercedes Garage. Okay, first we're going to show you the different Mercedes models. Body models are classified as W or R for roadsters, such as coupes and, not coupes, but convertibles or roadsters. Coupes, sedans, and station wagons, and some SUVs are what is called W, or short in German, short for Wagen, or wagon. So this is a list of all the Mercedes, well, not all of them, but some of the different W numbers. These are all sedan. Well, here's a roadster. The 121 is a roadster, but I'm not sure of when they started to quote them as roadsters versus W, because the R107 is considered a roadster, the R129 is considered a roadster, but the 121 is not. So, but I'm not sure. Somebody, please leave a comment below to that effect. Here's the R129. Here's a 163, which could be an X163. They did use that definition too. Here is some more R170. That's a roadster for sure. But I think the Goldwing is a 198. That was definitely a W198. Don't ask why. But here's a W210, which was an E-Class. Why is this important? Because when you're going to buy parts, you need to know the body or chassis number of the vehicle to be able to buy the parts and find the part numbers successfully. Here's a W220, one of the ones that we're going to be specializing in on Mercedes Garage. Okay, so now I will show you the Xentry platform, or also known as the EPC, Electronic Parts Catalog. This is the EPC, or the after-sales platform Xentry from Mercedes. At the top, you could put in your VIN number or part number. Now, people will say, well, why would you buy this? Yes, it is expensive at $95 a year, but you're getting valuable part information, new part numbers, which are changing weekly, monthly, yearly, because they're always changing part numbers. Your knowing the part number does help you correctly order the part, and I can't emphasize the importance of buying a genuine Mercedes part. Yes, it costs more. Yes, it will be more money that you would have to pay for the genuine part. But you have a part that is made to the standards for the car. Second, you have a part that will last probably 5 to 10 times longer than most generic parts will. Maybe even 30 times longer. There's genuine parts that could last 30, 40 years. I have a 123 from 1981, a 240D. I still have several original parts that have never been replaced. Why? Because they're Mercedes parts. So don't buy generic parts unless you don't have any alternative. But you shouldn't buy them. Now, how this works is real simple. You can put your VIN in or part number. But if you don't know the part number, you go down to vehicle, model or series, we'll say 123. Now, remember I said it should be W123 for whatever reason on this new version of this program, and this is the same one that the dealers use. It's a C number, C123, which used to mean coupe, but I don't know why. So don't ask me why they've done that. Then there'll be a sub-model variety. This is why I said in the previous segment of this same video that it's important to know the chassis number. And then the sub-chassis number, which should be, in a case of a 240D US model, it should be a 123.123, or it will be written 123.123, which is a US model, or 240D model. It could also be a European model too. So you go down here, here's W123, 123, 240D. Now you have three choices. 222 catalog is Euro. 468 is for Japanese market. And 68K is valid for the for California and US. I'm sorry. Now it will show you chassis, engine, automatic transmission, manual transmission, and steering. On your left is the group numbers. That's why knowing the group numbers is important. The group numbers will also help you with the servicing of your car because everything is broken down into groups. Timing is group 05 of the engine. Injection is 07. Fuel on the chassis is group 47. So that's why that's important. So let's say we're looking for an oil filter. Engine lubrication, group 18. We will then go down to here. It's not this one because that's the earlier version. It's this version right here. And with your VIN number in the system, it will work a little easier. And here's the number. It's the filter kit is 000-180-2509. So when you're going to a dealership, you could order that part number by just calling the dealership or emailing them or calling the Classic Center and doing the same thing. And now it shows you that it was there was two replaced numbers, 617-180-0009, 617-180-401-25 was replaced by this 000-180-2509. Now I'll show you another one. Let's go into the chassis, fuel sender. So you would go down to fuel system. The first, fuel tank with detachable parts. Now you'll see the fuel sender. Now that one, there's two. 123-542-0404 or 123-542-0604. Now it's saying that it was replaced by the 0404 was replaced by 123-452-0404-64. 64 just means that it doesn't mean it's remanufactured, because a remanufactured number is 80 or 85. 64, I have no idea what 64 means. I've never got an answer from Mercedes on that. But here is show plant information. It's up to chassis number 306958. So it means every body of a diesel, anyway, 123, that took that part up to chassis number 306958. So that's basically all that means. It says from here down here, but don't go by that, because sometimes this is not exactly always cut and dry. Sometimes there is some deviations in it, but it's better than not knowing the number or not getting the right part, which is even worse. Because if you get the wrong part, then you're going to have a problem. Okay, let's do a newer car. Let's go into a 220, W220. So you go down here, here's the W220 submodel. In this case, it's an S430 4MATIC. 4MATIC, in case if you didn't know, means all-wheel drive. We'll get into that in an upcoming video too, and we'll say we need the oil filter. Now you could just click, it's the same group numbers. Now in some of the newer vehicles, there's more group numbers because of changes in equipment, and more equipment was made for those cars. More features in those cars. Like a 123 doesn't have airbags, so that was added on the later cars. Here's the oil filter. It's a subgroup. It's group 18, but it's 045 oil filter. It's very simple to use, and I really recommend, if you're going to buy parts and work on a Mercedes, subscribe to the EPC or the Xentry platform. It's well worth it. And here's the filter. It's a 000-180-2609. And it even shows you, it will show you a photo of it. That's this little picture, and now I'll show you the photo. And there's the filter. So that's basically the Xentry platform by Mercedes, and it is definitely something that people should have if you're going to be working on a classic or newer new Mercedes, to buy your parts from Mercedes, which I cannot stress more enough, to buy genuine Mercedes parts. So, because they will last longer, you get more life out of your car will be worth more in the long run, and it will perform the way Mercedes has intended the car to perform. So, in that saying, join us again next time on another episode of Mercedes Garage, where we'll show you more features, more items, and more about these fine automobiles. So until then, goodbye.